Welcome, Heart Journal Magazine. This is Sandra Kay from Sandra Kay's Design. In this video, I will show you how I start my morning group piles. Let's get started. I like to start my mornings with what I call group piles. I grab several different things that I'm working on. Moleskins, Baby J journals you see there, my happy art journal I'm currently working in. These are glue book pages from glue book parties. These are happy envelopes, regular just envelopes that I mail. Those are ATC papers. These are labels and stickers. Sometimes I use canvases. As you see, I have my paints separated in two separate piles. I keep my oranges, my yellows, my reds, my pinks in one side cart. And I keep my greens, my purples, my teals and in a separate cart. As a whole, in two different groups, those colors play nicely wet. But if you were to mix those two groups, they start to form mud. And so even when I pull them out of their carts, I keep them separated because it's a gentle reminder to me so that I don't form mud no matter what I'm doing. As you see, I've just now put orange and yellow on the paper on my canvas or on my duck cloth that you see down there on my butcher block, and I'm just adding a little touches here and there to everything that I'm working on. I don't like working on white anything, and so I'm just pulling each thing out and I'm just adding a little bit here and a little bit there. The white page in an art journal can be very intimidating for many art journalers, and it was for me for many years. I struggled so difficultly, and I noticed one day, I don't know how many years, I've been art journaling I think for 11 years now, maybe 12, and I noticed, I don't know, maybe about 5 years into it, that I don't like to waste paint. I'm not a waster, and I would use a little palette or a piece of paper or even a little waste journal that some people call them to fill up my with the waste paint. And then I would flip through and I would kind of almost like that waste journal better than I like my actual journal because I felt like it was more organic and freer. And so it kind of became a way for me that I started doing that more frequently and on purpose. And I found myself doing it no longer in a waste journal. I started doing it pre-forward in my actual journal. I would take a piece of wax paper, I would open up 3 or 4 pages forward in my actual art journal, throw the paint in there, put the wax paper in and close it and continue working in my journal. And then as I moved into my journal, I would come across those pages and they would already be colored and they'd already have collage in them, and I would be super excited because they would be like, "Ooh, there's something here," and I wouldn't have to think about it as much, and I really like that very much. And so it's kind of how I started developing how I art journal. And here you can see me just adding a little bit to everything, and this is how I do my mornings, and it changes every morning. I'm working on those envelopes, and there is a little bit of a baby J there doing each different page. I have 2 baby J's, baby journal art. They're called baby art J's is what they're called. What did I name those things? Baby art journals, and I call them baby J's for short. You probably have noticed what I'm working on. I don't use a palette plate or anything like that. This is a duck cloth that I buy at Joann's on sale, 50% coupon, and I fill it up and twist it around. When this side gets full, turn it until the whole thing is filled, and when that's full, I flip it over and I fill the other side. And then I'm even wearing an apron at this current moment, and I will throw paint on it as well, and I love how my apron is looking right now. And I will tear these actual duck cloths up and use them in pin bags because I am a quilter. So I have sewing machines coming out the wazoo in my quilt studio. I have 2 studios in my home, and this is my mixed media studio we're in right now. And they go in there, and I'll make art journal bags and art journal covers and everything with these duck claws. So I do not waste much. I hang on to everything. There's every last ounce of everything. So I'm just going through and adding a little bit. And like I said, I just do not like to waste anything. But every morning, so at some point, I will find a finishing point. Something will speak to me in these pages. I'll be adding to these pages, and like these little pages right here, these are just sticker labels. They finish pretty quick, and they'll be done. These envelopes and stickers will be done probably within 1 or 2 sessions, and they'll be done pretty quick. And I will either give them away in my Happy Mail, or I'll use them in the Happy Mail, or I'll use them in my art journals. And then I'll add in the morning, I will grab new things. And but as far as the art journal pages, at some point, as you'll see here towards the end of this video, I'll have a Baby J page that will get to the point to where I'm happy with it. Something will speak to me and say, hey, I just need a flower and that quote that you found the other day, and I'm done. And they'll be like, oh, okay. And I'll just put a flower and I'll put that quote and it's done. And or at some point, those are my glue book. Right now, you're currently looking at my glue book pages. I have a glue book party that I do. I don't host it. It's hosted by Bear Branch Blooming on Instagram. And we play every Saturday, first Saturday of every month. And I always start with ephemera, which you see me putting there, and I'm just adding a little bit of paint. At any rate, back to what I was saying is at some point, every page will jump out at me and will say, all I need is just this little bit, and I'm done. And once I get to that point, then I finish them up. But it's so much easier than just having to open up a journal and a blank page. And I keep moving. I have forward motion, and I'm not sitting here laminating over, what do I do now? What do I do now? We're looking at all my supplies, and I don't know where to go, and I don't know where to start, and I don't know how to move. And I get to just play, and I get to experiment, and I get to just, here you can see me looking, and you saw all those pages, and that was just a whole bunch of play. And these, what you see me working on right now, are my favorite tools. These are tape rings from washi tape. That big ring at the very top is a red tape ring. I love these rings. You have different tapes. The one I'm holding right now, I think, was a masking tape ring. Hold on to the cardboard rings inside of your tapes when you're done with your tapes, because they make awesome tools. I hang on to all my tapes. Oh yeah, I love those rings. So yeah, I just hang on to, I just, yeah, I don't like to work on blank pages. It just drives me crazy. So I just do a little bit of everything, as you can see. Oh, I made a mess. This is me making a mess. And I got it all over my hands. And it was just like, well, I guess I'll just spread that all over the place because it's all over my body. And so now I need to just get it everywhere else. Yeah, I get a little messy when I art. But, you know, that's fun. Who doesn't like to get messy? I do. I get very messy. I get it on my face. Occasionally, you saw me, I quickly ran past a watercolor page there. Occasionally, I will start with a white page. Not often, but I will start with a white page, and I will just do something watercolory, which is what you saw me flip by there really, really quickly. I did do that. This is Dilutions, Diane Reevely's Dilution Sprays. So I really love just playing and moving forward and not getting stuck. So, and then every morning I will look to see if something just needs a little bit. And then, and if it does, then I stop with the flow. I keep going with the flow, and I stop. I don't go with the group project. I just stop right then and there, and I go with my flow and say, okay, you need this, and I do it. And the group project can wait. The grouping pile here can wait, and I do what needs to be finished. And then I finish what needs to be done, and then if I feel like still playing, then I keep playing. And then so things change over every day. And then when things need to dry, and I have to wait for things to dry, I'm not one to sit around with the blower and let things dry. That just takes up time. I like to keep moving. I clean up, take off my apron, and I go to my sewing room, my quilt room, and I go quilt. So this is just me. That black book that's up in the top corner, that is my quote book. I collect quotes from everywhere. Pinterest, signs outside, magazines. Yeah, I'm a big quote collector. So I would recommend for you, if you are someone who struggles with white pages, to just add a little bit of this and a little bit of that to several pages in your journal, and collage, old papers, old music, magazine clippings, anything that you can get your hands on, some paint here and there. That way, when you open up your journals, there are no white pages. You can even, as you see here when I'm getting ready to pull up some music paper, that's old ephemera from old books that I pick up. I have a ton of pile of old ephemera books sitting all over my house. Dictionaries, music books, and a lot of my stuff starts with that. So I have decided here at the end of this video that this little baby J, baby art J, this spread is almost done, and I have some rub-ons that I am going to finish it up with. But I needed to put that streak of blue because I have a rub-on that is light in color, and I needed it to be seen. So I'm putting that out of the way so it can dry, and finishing up that little piece of plastic, that is the rubber that goes underneath rugs. Look around Home Depot stores. I love to go to Home Depot stores and shop for mark making tools. Oh yeah. It makes the coolest little marks on your on different things. So I happen to need some for a rug in my bathroom, my happy potty, and I had excess. I didn't throw it away. Are you crazy? And stuck that in there. Oh yeah, makes awesome marks. Yummy, yummy, yummy marks. And everybody does the bubble wrap, and there's so many people doing the bubble wrap that sometimes I think everybody gets tired of seeing the bubble wrap. So I'm always looking for different ways of not using bubble wrap. But it's okay if you use bubble wrap, it's fine. But I'm always looking for something different, and this is one of those things that's different. So, and it comes in all shapes, so it's a really fun little shape to play with. And I decided that the color I was using wasn't showing up in half of the things I was using it on, so I switched over to white. There we go. Now I'm happier. It's showing up, and it looks really cool. But see, that's a little label that I just pulled away, and it's really starting to take shape. It's a really fun little thing to peel away. So I'm continuing to put this fun little thing in my journals while I'm waiting for that Baby J page to dry up. Like I said, I'm not one to pull out a blow dryer. I'd rather play than sit and wave a blow dryer around on something. So that's what I do. I don't sit and play with blow dryers. So I work on a bunch of different things. It's funny because I quilt the same ways as well. I quilt on 5 different things instead of one. So just adding color. And have you noticed that I've lost my brushes? And I always do. I always I always have good intentions of starting out with brushes and keeping my hands clean. And I never seem to stick with brushes, and I always lose them, and I always end up finger painting. I am a very tactile person, apparently. I have to get my fingers dirty, get them dirty. Um, Mixed media art and having fun is just, it brings me back to my childhood, apparently. So I enjoy getting messy. And I don't always add the same color to everything because I don't want everything to be the exact same color wave. So when I'm working on group projects, they aren't all going to be teal, pink, and purple. As you saw, there are some things I don't add every single same color to. Some things I don't add the color to. And when I'm done with and I have just a little bit of paint in those piles, I'll rub it in. I'm testing there. But anyway, I'll rub it into to the duck cloth there. Oh yeah, I got my little butterflies that I knew, the little rub-ons, and I'm rubbing them in, little white ones that I found. It is amazing if you go shopping in your own studio, some of the things you find. And I have just reset my studio once again and found a gazillion amount of rub-ons that I have been collecting for years, and I forgot I even had them. I mean, a gazillion, a ton. I didn't even know I had them. And so I was like, oh. So they are sitting now on the side of my side of my desk, and I'm putting rub-ons on everything. Because they say they don't last forever, but hello, they're still. I mean, these things have got to be 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, and they're coming off on everything. So yeah, aren't they cute? I'm so happy. Yeah. So I am putting them all over the place and putting these cute little rub-ons down. And this page is going to be finished, and I will have a cute little Baby J page done. And then the last one, oh, I think I got one more little tiny butterfly. And then I will have my little quote that I found also in the rub-ons, and it says, "Be yourself." And I'm so excited. And then it'll be done. And I think the blue was not quite dry, and I actually pull up some of the blue with the plastic, and then I pull out a moon pen, which are my favorite, one of my favorite pens. I have a bunch of favorite pens, but my moon gel pens are one of my favorites. And I fill in the hole here at the end. And so you'll see me, oh, look, my head's in the way. Great, you can't see what I'm doing. Sorry. Get my head out of the way. Okay, there you go. I think I'm showing you there that I lost the paint. I'm going to get my little moon pen. Gonna fill that in. This is a real-time video. I did not cut out any mistakes. I left them in so you guys could see me fixing stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. For this little cute little journal, they are 3x3, and they're made out of 145-pound watercolor paper, and I hand make them myself. And they are currently up in my Etsy shop, and they have 12 spreads, and they're cute, stinking cute little guys, and they fill up quick, and they're so fun to make. And I hope you guys can run over there and pick one up. But there's my cover. They got little fabric spines. They're hardbound cover tops. But oh, I'm doing a flip through. So there you go. So you guys can see what they look like. But these all have collage. They started with collage first, and then I started painting them. But I did all of these the same way you see me doing. They just had a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I just kept building up and building up. And then finally, at some point, I decided, oh, I'll just put some stickers down, or I'll put some doodling down, and then it'll be done. And then you'll see here at the back of the book, those pages look like they're building up, and then I'll be done. Well, that's it for me, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I will see you around in the artsy world. Bye now.